60 minutes on the match clock, and we'll see 13 frames in this session of the 27-frame match. And a painful start for Chris Melling as he flies into the centre pocket with the opening break. Craig Waddingham will get the first chance.
I mean, how's that gone in at that angle? That's almost impressive how flush that's gone in, but yeah, this is a good opportunity for Craig to settle himself. Obviously, he's just come off the back of a good win against a similar style opponent in Jordan that is going to be very quick fire. Against those kind of opponents, you want to be able to settle in quick. Don't want to allow someone like Chris to start getting on a run, because at that point, almost similar to how Sean started against Deck, it's normally very hard to find a way back.
Not sure if he's quite far enough to take the one below the 8-ball, which would have been plan A. Not really a problem to go this way around, though.
Yeah, doesn't really have to do anything, does he? He can just kind of kill the white ball where the yellow is if he wants to and play it in the middle. Or he can play out. Yeah. Yeah, good start. To answer that question, I don't think it's come back yet.
No, it has not.
Now this is a good opportunity for Chris. Got the opportunity now if he wants to land on the yellow. Oh, sorry, my apologies. The red on the left-hand side cushion. It's opted against. He's just going to remove this one as well. That's another good option. Just allows freedom of movement on that right-hand side. And then he'll probably play the shot I originally suggested now. Got to think about the 8-ball a little bit as well in this. Just how he's going to deal with that. There you go, so he comes through now. And he'll just be looking to play one of the gaps to the rest of the opposite middle. Or even the one he's closest to. That's a nice shot.
I wondered if he was leaving this one here. As his connection to the 8-ball, I wondered if it goes top right.
Yeah, I am intrigued to see what he's going to do with the 8. It definitely doesn't pot to its natural pockets. Which is why I think he's tried to give himself the angle here. Which...
he actually does have it. Going along with it, I think it's natural into the 8-ball. Well, it wasn't quite natural, which is why he's trying to play it slow, really try and allow it to go along on the natural line. If he makes that with any more pace, he would have missed the cannon.
Yeah, so a swerve it's going to have to be. He's got the pot, but there was no way to land on the 8-ball. What I think Chris will probably look at here, I mean, he could potentially just cut it straight, but he might try and utilise the yellow that is on to be able to send it towards the bottom right. If you come off it thin enough, it may just slide off that yellow. Or is he maybe looking at using the one near the 8 spot to do exactly the same? Tough 8-ball this. it like that, unlucky. Got fairly close to it in the grand scheme of things.
Played the cue ball though. Had to play some sort of 8-ball off the yellow there, didn't he? But didn't make it very easy to judge. Kind of even for Chris Melling, it's a little bit of guesswork in that sort of situation.
Yeah, you are just educated guessing, aren't you, for the majority? But Chris seems to have those equations better set up than anybody else. That's a lovely opener from Craig Waddingham. Played it in a clever way that he was always parking the white behind the cluster of yellow, so Chris wouldn't have got to the 8-ball, even if he'd missed. But now that he has got there, he's on the upper yellow of the two that were together, which makes the clearing so much easier. This will be just the start that Craig Waddingham wanted. Seeing his opponent make an early mistake. Seeing his opponent also go in off the break.
Good start here for Craig, 2-0. Chris's turn to be dry. Hit them well.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as flush as the games against Jack Whelan. It was still a good hit, but kind of arc on the topspin. Slightly faded compared to the frames before. As I say, it's such a minimal thing to notice, but
this is a tricky layout, or it looked like it was going to be a tricky layout. He's one shot, and now he plays the plant in the middle. Within 2 shots, he'll make the tricky layout routine. Had the perfect angle to play the cannon to hold on the plant, and then the work's done.
oh, that's a bad one. And I think he's sat on the red. Is he on it? Yeah, looks away. I don't think he is.
It's a really poor one if he's not on this yellow.
Yeah, he had the frame at his mercy, didn't he? And against someone like Chris Melling, you've got to bury him when you get your chances. No, he's looking elsewhere. Double plant. Oh, not how he intended it. But he will take it.
Made a mess of it though, didn't he?
I don't know if that yellow passes the red into the top right. From the overhead, it looks like it does. From the front screen, it doesn't. That makes a big difference. Because if it doesn't double either, so he's in all sorts. Now he's looking at it. He's obviously happy that it does.
Utilising the fact the table plays are slightly on the generous side as well. Dead weight. I think it fall off the near jaw.
Oh, nowhere near. Yeah, never going in like that. Yeah, you've seen how high that yellow hit the cushion. It was just never going to drop. Chris has got to find a good hiding place for this white. Going to be looking at playing loss of turn. Just looked at that left corner. There you go, needs a bounce. Yeah, full wall snooker, very good shot. Craig can potentially come one cushion here, but this isn't easy. Makes contact. Yeah, not ideal. Opportunity for Chris. He's decided not to go. He's just decided to put the one over the pocket, and he's going to snooker up again. Which he has. Really tight on the top cushion. There's not a lot Craig can do here. Wonder if he could potentially go 3 cushions. Potentially get the slide off the third one to hit the 8 somewhere towards the pocket with pace. Oh, no. Nowhere near. But that was horrible. And if he'd got close, it would have been impressive. But now this is fully at Chris's mercy. Chris Melling has been let off the hook by Craig. Chris will sense that. Oh, wow.
What's happened here? What's he doing?
Just wanted to stun across and he's not quite got the stun on it. Bit of a miss hit.
A complete routine shot for Chris. I'm not entirely sure how he's ended up so poor.
Mind you, he's recovered it well, all right. Yeah, not bad. And in the end, he will get there. And that is 2-1.
Can he get his bike back? Yes, he can. I wondered how much longer he was going to give that break if it was dry again. But now that he's found one, I'll stay with it and hope it continues next time round. The chance here is good. One awkward red if he goes reds. One on the break line nearest the 8 ball. Yellows has the same problem but easier to solve, as in the yellow by that red. But if that yellow goes past the 8 ball to top right, then it's not really a problem. The yellow's absolutely at the right set here.
Yeah, it was a timely time for it to come about because obviously he just made that pretty bad mistake in the frame before. Obviously that could have played on his mind, but he's kind of lost one and gained one in gaining his break back. And what he'll hope is that it will maintain now for the rest of the sessions going forward. Because obviously against Jordan when he was breaking off, every time he did, it was huge. Ball split open for him and he was able to push through and push on, which is why he had such a lead over him after that first session. But we've also got to remember that Chris was breaking big against Jack as well. So is this the point where Craig's break comes back and Chris's goes a bit wayward? Struggled to make a ball previously. He went in off with the first one. It's amazing how the pool gods work and how they dictate whether you have a good break or a bad break. That's very good. Oh, no.
Is it?
That last roll's just put him behind the 8. It looked absolutely fine. And then just that extra roll on the white. Just left him horrible. I don't think he can swerve this. Yes. Looks to be too much on it. But he may not have a choice. Oh, he's done really well. He's done really well. And he's got a decent shot at this 8 ball. Bit of a thinner cut than he would have liked, but he'll be more than happy with it. 3-1 up. Yeah, Chris gains his break again. That yellow flying straight in the middle pocket. A couple more were tracking, but just got kicked out. Although he could have been slightly more rewarded by the split.
Extension called.
Because he's got horrible openers no matter which way he goes. I think by outlook of the split, you probably favour reds, but this long straight one in the corner, he doesn't even fancy. He's going to go for the swerve for the one in the middle. Oh, that's a great shot. That's such a good shot. That was the frame if he missed that.
Yeah, he knew it as well.
You know, he's close to the cushion with that as well. It makes it even harder to judge that swerve. Yeah, very slight agitation there. He just managed to solve that. Just being slightly off straight. Just meant he had to come down a little bit to screw back for the 8. But yeah, this has been more like it. Very good from Chris.
It's dry again. Made one on the previous break for the first time in a while. Going back into the quarter-final as well, but back to being dry.
Yeah, you know what? I think even when he made the ball in the last frame, it wasn't convincing. It was a kick in off in the middle. Sometimes, obviously, a bit of luck sways your way and you can make a ball. With other breaks, though, you see, like, for example, some of Chris's, the ball just goes straight in the middle. There's no question about it. There's no getting kicked in off or anything like that. It's thorough. So, I don't know, maybe if that's almost a negative thing for Craig to have had that positive result with that break previously. Because it almost would have convinced him to stay with it, even though maybe it still won't offer the rewards. Chris has lost the white again here a bit. He's okay. He's on the red to top right, but it definitely wasn't the ball he played on. Just. I think he knows that he'd missed that.
Yeah. Chris, one of the players that gets disgusted when he sees balls like that go in, but to his advantage here.
He's just got to make sure he's got an angle here. Yeah, that's fine. If you come up straight there, you're in no man's land, so he has the opportunity now to get this white out. Out to him, whether he tries to play all the way up for the middle pocket or whether he tries to leave one top right. Just that yellow that's parallel with the white and the red just plays a little bit big. Got to avoid it. Needs to run. Yeah, that's perfect. Couldn't have put it much better with your hand.
Rhythm is building. We're all square.
That one, he gripped the cue ball a bit more. And he's had a result because of it.
Tough layout though. Wonder is there room to pop the yellow into right centre? If he gets the right angle, then yellow's become an option. If not, does the red sneak in and can he brush it in past the yellow? Red at the top of the table still remains a problem. It's both ways, it's not nice.
Yeah, I slightly prefer the yellows. I feel like potentially I wonder if he's just kind of settled here. It's tough to pot this and get the white out again. The white doesn't need to go far, but it needs to just get away from the reds enough. So I wonder if he's playing this long. He is. Great shot. And now he's probably one shot away, which is working out how he's going to deal with the yellow that's below the red towards the top left. Oh, you wanted that to slow down. He's pretty straight. Not easy to get this white ball up the table into a position to attack that ball. He might have to settle a little bit, potentially leave a double later on. Oh, he's done well there.
Wasn't much angle to move it that far up. Just shows you what you can do with these balls and these tables.
He's going for the double. Or is he? Oh, he's sat on it. And I think
the plan was to get the cannon on the yellow, not the red. Because if he gets the cannon on the yellow, he's knocking it down the table. He's all but guaranteed to have a shot to bottom right.
The problem is this doubles. But the white is so close to the yellow, it's almost impossible not to double hit it. So that's why he's playing it so thin. He's going to rake it up with side. This is awkward. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's a great effort, but red gets in the way. And that's a missed opportunity by Chris Melling. Bit of an awkward lead for Craig, but I feel like he's one pot away from being able to kind of get into the gritty part of the frame. Yeah, not bad. Has just knocked that one to the rail. Has balls to land on it with, so shouldn't be too big an issue. Played up for it there.
Yeah, he'll always back his point. Maybe one more turn up the table would have just helped get a better angle.
Yeah, just wanted to be slightly straighter, didn't he? Just meant he had to nurse this red down to the pocket. Has it reached? Has it reached?
Oh, that is pocket weight, shall we say. Was there any need to hit it that slowly? Could have gone.
I think it was great judgment from Craig. Yeah, I mean, that was probably a 0.001 kilometre less pace on that, and it was hanging. But in the end, does enough, and he's 4-3 ahead. That yellow dropping in at the end is killer, because there is absolutely nothing doing on this table anymore.
Yeah, if the yellow stays on the table, he'd have really fancied the yellows. Those two yellows together are a plant. He could deal with the rest. If he had a starter, he'd have been all right.
And actually, the worst part for Craig as well is that the yellows are pretty good. I'm pretty sure the two plant into the bottom left, and the other two that are together do go in the middle, which is why he's gone for an outrageously tough shot. He's been lucky here, I think. Right, might just pass into the top right.
And he can go up for it straight away.
Yeah.
How set is that plan?
I don't think it's that set, but there is a little bit of distance between the two yellows in which you can manipulate it with.
I was just wondering whether the yellow nearest the left centre passes the reds, and whether, if it was an absolute certainty, you could have almost played it as a 3-ball plant. I'm with you. I think you could easily squeeze that off. So it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that yellow does pass into the middle pocket, so
yeah,
due to that, he'll want to land on it next. Like so, that's a pretty good angle. And just kill this yellow in. I think he might just be a little bit aware of leaving the yellow at the bottom as well. Obviously, once he plays that plant, he hasn't got full control of where the second yellow is going to go. But yeah, I think like he's taking it the right way. In fact, he actually played it off the red, just to guarantee the line. Queuing right over. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Come up the table for the 8-ball, and that's going to be 4 each. Just about gets there. Yeah, pretty good. And that's 4 each. Yeah, Chris just gets that diving header of a red. Looked like he was going to go dry at one point, just one slips into the top left. Pretty sure the two yellows that are together plant into the top right. If that is the case, then it's a good opportunity on yellows here. Yeah, good opener. I'm really interested that you played that. It's a great shot. I feel like they did plant. I don't know if it was just me, but lovely shot just to knock the two open. Chris just looks to have picked up the pace a little bit here as well. Seemed a little bit bogged down at the start. But clinical couple of frames, put him 5-4 ahead.
Craig's Scunthorpe, I think.
Oh, okay.
Not entirely sure the distance.
See, that's the only difference, I think, between the south and the north. You get a lot of quality players that are kind of all put into certain areas. You've got kind of Leicester, Coventry. Down south, we're just scattered. There's no kind of hive of players in any area. It's just kind of within a couple of counties.
Yeah, I sort of know what you mean. There is some real hotbeds of ball, and especially in this part of the world, in Stoke itself.
Chris just immediately taking the option to open the 8. That would have. I thought it was going to go around the lip and drop then.
I did as well. I was waiting for the look of disgust from Chris Melling.
He's still not happy. Chucks the chalk up in the air. Forced to play in a free ball plant. Or just cut the one in. Sorry, I didn't even see that went. But yeah, he's just looking at it now. He can play the red into the left middle and just utilise the yellow to try and open up that problem red that's in the cluster. He's not got there though, he's low. So now he's looking to take the other red into the top right to then get the angle. Because he needs to be high, because he needs to generate power into it to get the red out. Yeah, that's about perfect. He's just working out when that red gets hit, how is it going to contact the rest of the yellows around it? What Chris almost wants to do is come out again and land on the one to the top right at the same time. Well, I tell you what, you can kind of hope for a better result than that. That is wonderful. All the yellows split apart. He's played a good positional shot there. And if he drops this in with just a little bit of side, then he should be able to land on the 8 ball to the top left corner. In fact, he slipped around it. That's even better. Great visit from the magician, this.
Just starting to edge a little lead, isn't he? 2 in front now.
Oh, that break was big, but nothing's gone. Park the white. Once again, textbook break, but nothing doing. And it is going to bring Craig to the table. Good time for Chris to break try for Craig as well. Just as he was building up that momentum, if he can get this opportunity, he can go back within 1. Which obviously against someone like Chris is so important. You don't want to start falling 3-4 behind. Because you know that it's going to take a few turns to be able to get that back. going to knock in the yellow to top left now. And that's going to be 6-5. Barring something absolutely miraculous. Good response from Craig. And makes a couple of balls again. Oh no.
That's a poor one from Craig. Horrible feeling as a player. Yeah, disgusted about that one.
Key moment in the game as well. He's 2 frames to go. He had the opportunity for 6-all. And with ball in hand, Chris can get rid of the problem reds and it's all open for him. A little bit thin. I'm a little surprised he's played for this one now. Just seemed like a pretty high tariff positional shot to get right. I think he's fine, but
I'm with you. If he gets straight in, right centre, drops it in, the one he just played becomes a good connection to the 8-ball. But this way has worked out beautifully for him as well. And this 8-ball to guarantee a lead. And we go into the final session. 1 frame left to play. 8-5 or 7-6.
oh, that's big. And it's pretty good. Immediately targeting the yellow that was close to the cushion on the right hand side.
Fairly natural pattern here. Get on the one on the left hand side now, and that gets you onto, well, the one nearest the one on the left hand side goes bottom right, which then connects to all the ones in the middle. So as long as he gets on the one to left centre, he can stop it dead and play that one, or he can come down and take one into the middle. He's got options. Yeah, that's all he's looking at.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, if he's a little bit off angle, he can roll through, take the middle yellow of the 3 to right middle.
Which I think he should from here. I think he's got just that turn of angle. If he tries to hold it, he might end up just the wrong side of straight and then be going towards the yellows. So just by dropping this through, takes that all out of play.
Yeah, the only way you go wrong here is being too particular.
Yeah. Hit the red full in the face on this one and it is done.
Yeah.
Just got the inside of full, but still. I mean, you can't. Chris Melling doesn't make mistakes from here.
Yeah, and in the end, he's just pulled ahead.
Very good session of Paul, but Chris Melling just gets the better of it at the end to just give himself an 8-5 lead. Still a long, long way to go in the match. But Chris Melling at the halfway point takes the lead.
The score underneath maybe isn't necessarily correct, but Chris Melling is 8-5 up on Craig Waddingham as we enter the second session.
I think Craig would like it to be that, to be 0-0, but unfortunately it's not. 8-5 is the scoreline, and Craig has the break, and he's made a ball on the opener here. 60 minutes on the match clock won't really be a factor. It wasn't in the last one either. It is a case of, not sure that's the break from this match actually, but it is going to be a case of who can get to 14, and we'll play Declan Brennan in the final.
I suppose it's quite nice from Declan's position now. Okay, he's come through a right battle against Sean Chipperfield, but at the same time he now gets an hour to watch these two sweat it out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I often wonder if it's a factor. Players are so used to going back to back, but with it being such long races and such long matches.
Important for Craig here to get off to a quick start. Once again, I mean, I think more important than playing any other player, I think, to be honest, doing it against Chris Melling is probably the most important person to do it against. Really wants to win the mini session to start off with. Ooh. And he's not hit a cushion, has he?
Not sure. This might get reviewed. I don't know if Chris is asking for it to be reviewed.
I think the referee is checking it.
Does it graze the jaw? It didn't look like it, did it? My gut feeling is no. I mean, the reason it didn't drop is because he nearly missed it thin. Let's have another look at it, and we'll find out. The referee, Harish Tesgal, is going to review it. It has gone to VAR. So let's have a look. Does this red graze the jaw? No.
No, it
so
bends
it is
in.
Definitely a foul.
I think it actually was going to, but it looked like it kind of bent into the pocket a little bit.
So it will be cue ball in hand here for Chris Melling, just to add insult to injury there for Craig, giving away the foul as well as the miss.
Yeah, not the ideal start. It's one thing to obviously miss an opportunity. It's another one to give away a foul and allow your opponent to develop what he needs to develop. Chris is just doing the maths here as to how he can maximise his use of ball in hand, how he can ultimately open up as many yellows as possible here. And he's decided that using the middle yellow is the way to go. Yeah. Okay, he hasn't potted the red, and that red is still over that middle pocket, but it frees up the other two yellows enough to make them potable to other pockets, which is advantageous. As well as that, the yellow on the left-hand side that's underneath the red can also go in off it now to the left middle. And it's what he played for there. He didn't want to graze it on the way through. It just makes that window a little bit smaller. But so long as he hits the right side of the red like that, he'll be good to have a run at this frame. And that's perfect. Overhearing some of Chris's conversations before the semi-finals kicked off, actually, he was saying that he felt like he was cueing really well. That he felt quite comfortable out there.
Pulled him aside, said, Chris, I know you think that was easy, but what you've just done today was seriously, seriously special, and there's very few people ever that could have done what you did. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Because that's the thing, he obviously had those two demolishing acts, I suppose, against Carl and Cole. But in between that, he actually had a couple of really good high-quality games as well, where he had a mix of both. It wasn't just a player that didn't get opportunities against him. It was also players that did have opportunities against him that he just responded to in Greg and Shane. But he's made a quick start here again. He's opted for yellows.
He's still 5 from the winning line, and he's only 4 in front. This is far from a certainty, but he's certainly in the driving seat right now.
He just wants to know how to deal with the 2 yellows that are kind of closest to the 8 spot. They do both go, but they do need to be landed on. Don't normally fit the natural pattern. He's got 2 options here. He could either play it long or he could play it to the right middle.
Ooh, don't tie up the 8 ball though.
It's the only thing I was thinking, that red was just going to run loose.
Just got himself in a little bit of a tangle here at the back end of this finish.
I wonder if he was just trying to come a little bit further. If he had done, he might have played the white off of 2 and gone into the 8, knowing that he had the yellow hanging over the pocket.
I do think that's what he was playing.
Yes. A little bit annoying if you're Chris. Can he still get there?
Oh, that's very good.
Clever.
Very good. That's hard to do. It's getting the pot top left isn't too difficult, but it's the controlling the yellow. He's done that well, but he's still going to have a real tough time getting on this 8 ball.
I wonder if he's looking at playing the 8 off of the red. You see where he's pointing there? Just going to almost aim to hit that red about half ball and send it towards the pocket. It obviously naturally doesn't go. Well, off the red it definitely does. Because there's no way to really cannon into it from here. So he's just trying to find the right line. He needs that to slow down. And that looks pretty good.
Oh, what's he looking at now?
Oh, is he?
Is he thinking 3 cushions into bottom left, but does he have to kick that red out of the way?
I mean, this would be Melling magic, wouldn't it? He's gone for it. Oh, he nearly got there with the red.
Just the sheer fact he's playing for that is
off
the charts ridiculous.
The audacity of it.
That red was right in line. It wasn't just making the 8 ball. He had to get that red out of the way. That was silly. And in the end, his focus was on getting the red out of the way, and he was nowhere near on the line he wanted to be for the 8 ball. But
yeah, I thought he was maybe just going to try and play it off the red into the same corner. I thought that shot was on, but you just don't question Chris Melling when it comes to the inventive shots, do you? Because if you do, you know you're going to be humiliated at some point. Almost felt a little bit rude to Craig Waddingham, that.
But the thing is that when you get that stage of a frame, you just have to come up with something ridiculous. There is no, once you're 2 balls away, you are just going to have to go, or you're going to lose a frame anyway. So you might as well, even if it's a 1 in 1,000 shot, you might as well take it on.
Yeah, and now this actually turns into a big visit for Craig, because he's dealing with that rare Chris Melling mistake. And now he needs to jump on it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Perfect angle, isn't it? Just to get behind the red.
Maybe got a little bit closer, but obviously Craig being Craig just backs his cue in. Exactly like that. Didn't even touch the sides. And good response. 9-6. Oh, Craig nearly went in off there, but he's gone dry.
look what he's left. He might as well have gone in off. It's one shot to get the cue onto the middle of the table, and then a routine finish for Chris Melling. First shot's not guaranteed to go right, though. That wall of balls, 4 reds and a yellow, guard the cue ball getting out. This is thin. I don't think he can hold to play it into the right centre. In the end, he played the cannon, I think, knowing that good things could happen with that cannon, and they certainly have.
Yeah, he just played into an area of it, didn't he, where he was coming high of the yellow, but low of the red. So
he's still fine. Go right centre, left centre, and he's away. So it should be double figures coming up here for Chris.
Six. Makes a ball. Oh, no, he doesn't.
He does.
Yes, he does.
And what's the layout like? It's okay. It is more than okay.
I was tracking the red in the bottom left-hand corner. I didn't even see the yellow.
How does it not go in? Wants to be reds. Doesn't really. Does he not have an opener? Might have to go yellows. The yellow at the bottom of the table. Doesn't have a pocket. Or does it go bottom right? I suppose he does have reds. He has one down the table. He might have the one at the top of the table, in which case it's not a problem at all.
Yeah, he's
okay. Hasn't worked this quite as he would have liked. Not sure if he can get high enough here to make this simple.
I think he can. I think he can play with a bit of running side and it will throw off the second cushion a bit.
Yeah,
there you go.
He could get there. Just needed to get to the straight. Or was he a turn short of it? Where he stopped in his tracks? Maybe he is.
If the black goes to the same pocket, it's no problem. Yep. Good finish again, and that's 11-6. Good break. But how's your split?
Split's good. Does he have an opener? Does he have an opener? Wants to be yellows.
I'm going to say no.
Might just be able to cut the ball back that he's nearest to, but that doesn't give you good position, and maybe forced into here going the worst way, the worst set, and have a horrible first shot. That is tough. That is really tough if that's all he's got. He's eyeing up this red up the cushion.
I don't think the reds are too bad. The two that are together at the top, I think, plant. But obviously if the top one also goes into the bottom right, or the top right, then that makes things even easier.
That was an excellent shot. When I said the worst set, the Reds are marginally worse, but they're not bad at all. They're actually really, really good. It's just that first shot was tough. That's all he had, which sometimes just gives you that little bit of clarity of thought.
Yeah, that's a nice line he's found as well. Just makes the transitional shots for the rest of this frame a lot easier. Good little flick on the yellow that leaves him fairly straight on this 8-ball. It'll be this for 11-7.
Needed that. That was an excellent visit. All about that first shot, which was absolutely fantastic. All the pressure on him at that moment, and he came up with a very good pot to get that one on the board.
And if Chris was to win here, it'd be a repeat of that final.
It would be. It's actually quite interesting because Declan Brennan has 2 Ultimate Ball titles to his name. Chris Melling was the opponent in both finals.
It's not a bad man to have a good record against, to tell you that.
Yeah.
Do you know, it was quite funny actually, obviously, when we found out the news yesterday that the world #1 had been ousted. It was really interesting speaking to a couple of players because they believed that Jake was actually the player that probably has the best record against Tom in recent history, which...
I debate the best. I think Declan's got the best record against Tom at the moment, but Jake does have a good record, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just one of those that obviously you never even think to calculate it because Tom does such a good job dispatching all the pros that are listed.
Apart from Declan Brennan.
Yeah.
Apart from Declan. He has a very good record against him.
Yeah, to be honest, you'd probably end up thinking down the list for players that have also got a good record against him. I mean, from memory, maybe people like Brian Houtcrow and Jez Graham that have stolen results off of him this year.
There's a lot of people that have had one result against him, but I'm not sure. There's too many that have had a few.
But it's like, it was like Sam Allardyce for England, though, wasn't it? You take your 100% record whether you played 1 or 10.
It's true. Gareth Potts beat him twice in a weekend at a Pro Series a couple of years ago. It was just before he went on the run that he's currently on.
This has been good from Craig. Potentially 2 clean kills. Although he has come straight there, which isn't ideal. Just wanted a bit of angle to come out for this 8-ball. Because it's just beyond that 8 spot. It's actually a bit of a thinner cut than it looks. Being close to the cushion. This isn't a gimme. But it is an important 8-ball. Very good. He's not giving up on it yet, has he, Simon?
No, that's it. He's just got to get the chances. He's more than capable of putting a 4, 5 or 6 pack together and getting right back into this one.
Straight in. There's absolutely no messing from that red in the bottom half of the table. And the split is very good again. And we were talking about that run for Craig Waddingham. He's taken out the last 2. Great opportunity for a third. think he's a little bit straight, but this would have been the shot I would have liked to have come down for the red on the side cushion. Now that you get rid of that red over the pocket,
it becomes the last ball. I'm with you. There was an argument to say keep that one over the top right. So you play the one bottom left, but it's not too much of a bother just to play and get on the 8 ball, is it? So I think most players probably would have just left it as last ball.
What, did you miss the red? Oh, wow. He stayed down on it. Because he wasn't a bit sure. He's actually not on the ideal angle. He's fairly straight on this again. Which means that he's going to have to force it a bit more to get it off the cushion or accept distance. Yeah, so he's playing it a bit more from the cushion than he would have initially liked. Just makes the pot a bit more missable. I'd back him to pot it, but 8 ball for 11-9. Brilliant.
Hammers at home, 3 off the break on the trot.
But he needs to get the chances from Chris still. That's another big break. Reds look pretty good here as well. You could take this one up the top first, and then I like the idea of maybe getting rid of the one in the middle of the table next. Just doing that, and then it leaves you the plant of the 2 along the cushion. Or cannon it out. Saves you a hassle.
A few different ways he could go here. Interested to see which way he tries to go.
That's the best bit about a good break, isn't it? It gives you so many different routes. It's a lovely shot if he's on the red to the right middle now.
Doesn't have a good ball for the 8 ball. The one he's on now would have been an okay ball for the 8 ball, but it was so hard to get to where he is now as a last ball. I understand why he didn't.
I think he's going to... The final ball obviously is going to be the red in the middle now. But yeah, he's just going to set himself slightly wide, and I think he's going to play for the cushion, just where he moved that yellow slightly. Does give him the leeway of the cushion.
Yeah, I'm not sure he could. Yeah. I think the natural angle that he had, if he tried to get to the cushion, was in off, so I had to play the gap.
Very good though.
Yeah, it was all about hitting the gap rather than if he hits either ball fully snookered, but you hit the gap, it's no problem. They both separate.
Big break in off.
It was ushered in, wasn't it? It was tracking, but just that little bump. And the problem is when he's gone dry, he's left road maps.
It's because he breaks so big, isn't it? That's the problem. And I think that's actually why some players now actually opt for the cut break. And it sounds bizarre to say that, but if you hit a bad cut break, a lot of the time the balls just go to one side of the table, and it's normally a horrible layout. Whereas with a front ball, a lot of the time, if you hammer it, crunch it, and get kicked in off, you leave splits like this that for someone of Chris's quality, he's probably going to miss, 1 in 10 at an absolute maximum. He's flown through these, hasn't he? 8 ball for 13.9. And there's the hill. Parked the white. Absolutely parked the white. Right in the centre of the table. The reds look good. Very good. And this is going to be Chris's opening opportunity to get this match wrapped up. That is figuring that he can get to the red near the 8 spot. I thought he could. Yeah, he can. Just got to navigate this next shot nicely. Just because the two reds are quite close together, he's going to be landing on... I thought he might be landing on a short position. He's going to have a second go at it. Get the angle a little bit better. Yeah, that's lovely. And on reflection in this game, Craig hasn't done too much wrong. Maybe the odd mistake in the first session, but it'd be harsh to kind of pluralise that as the reason that he's lost this match. I think in reality, I think the man at the table has just been exceptional.
He has been brilliant, hasn't he?
And not for the first time. The magician is pulling that magic rabbit out. And he's going to win again and be in another final.
It's a repeat of the Champions League final as Chris Melling gets the better of Craig Waddingham. Incredibly high standard match. Absolutely brilliant from both players. But Chris Melling has done the job and he's into the final against Declan Brennan.